What do we think of my new necklace? If you're not sure what to do with your slightly used anal beads, not recommended by the CDC.
What, your jokes?
Yeah. Shut up. Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, Miss Jaye, your trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video, I'm starting a new series on my channel. I thought this would be kind of fun. I've mentioned it maybe once or twice or 6,000 times, but I also have a website, The World of Champagne at JanessaJaye.com, and one of the things that I do over there at JanessaJaye.com is I review a lot of makeup products. So I have what I call Makeup Monday, and so when I review new products, I put the reviews out on Monday. Now, if there's only one review in a day, it'll come out at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. If I happen to review two different products or two different collections, it'll come out at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I thought it would be fun to do a monthly review roundup of all of the products that I reviewed in the previous month on JanessaJaye.com, and also tell you my least favorite and my top 3 of all the products. So if you're interested in seeing what I reviewed on JanessaJaye.com, then go ahead and stick around. We're getting into it right now. Alright, so I am super excited for this video. I buy and I review a lot of makeup, and I haven't really figured out how to do the reviews on my YouTube channel yet. I love doing my reviews on my website. I love having swatch images and things like that. And at some point I want to start doing some reviews on camera as well, but I don't just sit down and play around with makeup on camera. I like to come on with a full beat, unless I'm doing a Get Ratchet with me. And so I like to come on fully done, and so it's harder for me to like play and do first impressions and those kinds of things. I would much rather get a chance to do swatches and play around with it and have my full thoughts in a web post. And then I thought it could be fun to come on here and talk about what I reviewed in the last month. So this is going to be all of the products that I reviewed in January 2021. Now, a little bit of cheating. This product is actually the last product that I reviewed in 2020. This is the Give Me Glow Cosmetics Vivid Rose Palette. So this was the last published review on my website for last year. And I just wanted to include this because this palette is gorgeous. I love it. I did a really fun purple and pink look as a Face Friday look, and so I'll make sure that I link that down below, and I'll include a picture right over here so that you can see the look that I came up with. But this absolutely was one of the best products that I reviewed in 2020, and so since it was the last one of the year, I decided to just give it a little nod and shout out. All of the reviews will be linked down below, and you can also find all of my reviews as well as an A to Z brand index of previous reviews from the history of my website on JanessaJaye.com. So I'm going to go through these in no particular order and just give you kind of an overview. Obviously, I would like to tempt you over to JanessaJaye.com, so I'm not going to tell you the full review of the product, but just give you a sense of what I thought of it and go through some of the products that I looked at for January 2021. Now, that doesn't mean that they're all new releases. I have no problem with buying an old release if it's still in the brand's permanent collection, or even if it's something that's limited edition. I like to keep those reviews, I archive them, and so if somebody's looking at a brand and they just want to see what I thought about products for the brand throughout the years, they can go back to that archive index and check those out. So some of these are going to be a little bit older and some of them are going to be new releases. It's going to be a little bit of a mixed bag. So let's start with the BH Cosmetics Weekend Vibe palettes. So these are the eyeshadow palettes. I am going to be reviewing the face palettes, the Belgian Waffle, the Bellini, and the Rosé, I think it's called, or Frozen Rosé. But these are the eyeshadow palettes: Avocado Toast, Blueberry Muffin, and Mimosa. And these are fantastic. So I talked about BH Cosmetics in my predictions video, my 2021 predictions. I'll go ahead and link that up here in the card so you can check that out. But I think that BH Cosmetics is on track to be one of the biggest names in drugstore makeup. I think that they've really been coming out with some killer releases. It's a little touch and go, like NYX or some of our other drugstore favorites over the years. Their Halloween collection was not great, but these weekend vibe palettes are fantastic. And those Sweet Shop palettes, the ice cream ones that they did last year, were phenomenal, and they sold out, and they brought them back and they sold out again. Like, so good. So these were really fantastic. I really love these. These were a lot of fun to swatch. They were a lot of work to swatch because there are 16 shades in every palette, so it's a lot of swatching, but they were a lot of fun. And there's a green one and a blue one and a pinky peach one. It's just beautiful colors. And what I like about these is that they're good for a really wide range of people because they're kind of a half neutral, half colorful. So yes, I'm not a big neutral lover, but it's only about half the palette or a little less that's actually neutral. Most of it are these beautiful greens and some yellow and gold and these kind of swampier greens. And so for people who are maybe a little bit more timid, you get some of those neutrals so that you can do something that you're comfortable with and add a little pop of color. But it's not a whole palette that's all neutrals with like one pop of green or two pops of green. It's really mostly a green palette, and then we've got these neutrals to kind of help fill it out. So you can really go all colorful, all neutral, or you can do kind of a mix and play around with them. So I think that's really smart. And I think that that's actually the way a lot of brands are going to go this year for their colorful palettes. I think we're going to be seeing not like the neutral with one pop of color or two pops of color, and not full rainbows. I think we've had so many like rainbow and bright palettes. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of these like half and half palettes, and I'm kind of here for it because I don't mind some neutrals if they really support the bright, vivid, interesting colors in a palette. Another thing that I picked up was the Glamlite Foodie box, and that was the Chocolate Factory. They've done a few of those, and they're usually there to introduce new products. Some of them are limited to the Foodie box, and some of them are going to be part of the permanent line. So the Chocolate Factory food box included the chocolate donut palette, as well as the s'mores highlight contour palette, and it included a couple of lip products and some lashes. Now, if you're interested in all of the products in a Foodie box, or even most of the products in a Foodie box, they are at a discount, and I think it's a great way to get some fantastic products. Now, I don't love Glamlite lip products. I just don't. They're fine. A gloss is a gloss is a gloss to me. It takes a lot for a gloss to impress me, and these don't impress me.
That don't impress me much.
Apologies to Shania Twain. But I think they're okay. The lip products are not great, but their eyeshadow palettes are amazing. And this little s'mores palette is cute, right? It's got a couple of these beautiful highlighters. It's got this candlelight yellow gold, a richer, more yellow, like gold, and then this light brown contour shade. I think that this is a nice, simple palette. They're good products, and so you can get them at a discount. I got nothing to say about it. And Glamlite lashes are pretty good as well. I really like the Glamlite lashes. I am wearing Glamlite lashes today. These are actually the ice cream sandwich lashes that came out with the Ice Cream Dreams palette. These are the Ice Cream Sandwich lashes that came out with the Ice Cream Dreams palette. So I really do like the Glamlite Foodie boxes. I think they're a good deal, and if you like the products, if you're interested in them, it's a great way to get a discount on several products from the brand at one time. Now, no surprise, a lot of the products that I review on my website are eyeshadow palettes. Eyeshadow palettes, for a reviewer, for me, are just the biggest bang for your buck. You get a lot of different colors, you can play around with them, and it's just going to be much more interesting to play with. You can buy one palette and have lots of colors to play with, as opposed to like a lipstick launch, where if you want to have different colors, you have to buy several lipsticks. And are you going to use those lipsticks? What's going to happen? So it's not that I exclusively review eyeshadow palettes, but I review a lot of eyeshadow palettes. And so a couple of the palettes that I reviewed in January, this is the Explicit palette from Peachy Queen. And obviously I had to pick this up. I love this little warning label. I was a little rowdy teenager when all that Tipper Gore parental warning labels shit was happening, and so I love it. And I am explicit content. Like, I feel like this should be tattooed on my ass because I am explicit content all day long. But what I love a little bit less is the color story. What happened? Who decided that these should have names like fuck and fuck you and son of a bitch and shit and piss off and hell and all these things, and then it's like some pastels and some kind of chalky mattes. I generally like Peachy Queen, and I like their sort of inspired but not licensed kind of shtick that they do. And maybe it's just that they've done so many like neon and bright palettes that they were like, well, we have to try something else, so they tried this. But I just don't get it. Like, these are not vibrant. With that warning label, that like impactful graphic on the front, I would expect this to be jewel tones and brights and like stop sign red and just like vivid, bright, crazy colors. And then it's this. It's a nice kind of soft, sweet palette. What? So the quality is still pretty good. I mean, Peachy Queen, I know that they're just kind of clearly, allegedly, maybe like sort of a private label brand, but they're private labeling from a good manufacturer, so I don't give a shit. But this ain't it. This just ain't it. Two other palettes that I did like a lot more than that one, however, are from Menagerie Cosmetics. These are a little bit older, but I finally got around to reviewing the Feral and the Pastel Pup palettes. I love these. I love the Menagerie formula. I think it's fantastic. I love them as makeup monsters. I love them as Menagerie. I just think these are great. And this was the first palette that they launched when they did their name switch, and that was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This is not a new palette, but it's in their permanent line, and I thought people might be looking to purchase this and want to read some stuff about it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and review it. I don't mind reviewing older products. I don't think we have to keep up with the Kardashians all the time. I don't think we always need the newest and the brightest. I just clearly always need more. It doesn't have to be new, as long as it's more. I have a problem. And so the color story on this is really beautiful. We've got some greens, these pink colors over here that are very yellow toned and very warm. This beautiful teal. Obviously, I bought this later. I bought this during the Black Friday sale. If you want to see my Black Friday shopping pre-haul, I'll go ahead and link that up in the cards. I bought a lot of makeup, which is why there's a lot of reviews to go through. But I really do like this. I think that these mattes are beautiful. Their shimmers really do it for me. That's where I think that they have the best quality, but their mattes are not bad either. And you're going to see that really well in the Pastel Pup palette. I think that these pastel mattes are really gorgeous. Now, I've rearranged this. Another thing that I really like about Menagerie Cosmetics is that all of their palettes are magnetic. So I wanted to put this in rainbow order because I'm a big flaming homosexual and I'm a little bit OCD. And so I wanted to put them in like rainbow order, and I swapped in, so there was a matte white and a matte black. I took out the matte black and put in another one of these trifoils because this trifoil, Snowball, this is actually in the same spot. This did come with the palette. This is Chickadee, and so I added this in, and I'm going to order either the green or the pink, and I'm going to take out the matte white and just have a beautiful pastel rainbow palette. So I love that you can play around, you can switch these up, you can customize it. I absolutely love it, and these pastel shimmers are gorgeous. So pretty. I also reviewed quite a few blush products. I am continuing my crazy, fun, colorful blush journey. I'm going to go ahead and link the blush tag up here in the corner if you want to check that out. But I have been loving blush, and so I had some new blush products that I reviewed in January of 2021. Starting with the Moon Prism palette from Lunar Beauty. This is a stunning packaging, by the way. Manny MUA, I have said many times that I don't really jive with his content. I'm not really a huge fan of his personality. Like, we're not made for each other. We don't click. But I love his brand, and this packaging is impeccable. It is so beautiful. And just all the right details. It's glam, and it's femme, and all of these things without being too much. It's like towing the line where it almost is gonna like tip over and be too much, but it's perfect. I love it. So this is just 6 beautiful shades of blush. This is really a beautiful formula. I ordered this, and I ordered the Eternal Eclipse palette, and I got one of his Moon Prism powders. I got Jupiter, the dark, dark bronzy one. And I don't know if I got it with this or if I got it with the Eternal Eclipse. I think I got it with Eternal Eclipse because I think I got this from Sephora. Doesn't really matter. I don't know why I'm narrating my entire life journey for you. But I really love that Moon Prism formula, and this blush formula is good. So if some of the other colors of that Moon Prism highlighter come back in stock, I absolutely am willing to pay the price for them. Now that I know that I like the formula and I love these blushes, I'm just gonna keep checking out his cheek products because he's doing a lot of great products. Lunar Beauty, don't sleep on them. They have some amazing eyeshadows, and this blush is stellar. Also, in that same post where I reviewed the Manny MUA Lunar Beauty, I included these two blush duos from Melt Cosmetics. So these are their Digital Dust blush duos, or they call them blush lighters. I feel like they just call them blush duos. I would call them blush lighters. I think they're much more of like a combined... It's just a beautiful, glowy blush. They have nice color. They have nice shine. They're really versatile. I wish there were more shades. There's 3 duos. I have 2 of them. And so this is Buzzkill, which I love. This is my favorite. And then this is Raw Honey, which I also love. This is much more brown. I thought this was going to be really plum and cool toned, but this actually is more towing that neutral line, and that peachy color in there is really stunning. And, of course, continuing to ride the blush train, I had to support one of my girls in the drag community. I picked up both of the blush palettes from Trixie Cosmetics. So this is the Summer of Love palette. This was finally restocked over Black Friday. This came out about a year ago, and it's been sold out for a long time. And on Black Friday, they also launched this new palette, Mod About You. So Summer of Love, the older blush palette, is a collection of pinks. So you have this deep fuchsia pink, this lighter kind of candy pink, and then this icy pink highlighter. These are gorgeous. However, I noted in the review, this packaging is so dumb to me. I don't understand it. And I ordered some other products from Trixie Cosmetics that I'm going to show you in a second, where the packaging is perfection. So I don't know where these cartoon things came from. They make no goddamn sense to me, and I hate them. And it chaffs my taint every time I have to fucking look at these, but I just hate it. But the product inside is amazing, so I guess I'll learn to live with it.
I think they're cute.
Ugh.
They remind me of the Big Eyes artist thing. During the 60s and stuff, it was like a certain painting style.
Oh, yeah.
I
and maybe it's
them.
because of the time. Now they just remind me of Funko Pops, and I'm like, they look like cheaper buff Funko Pops.
I could see that.
And then Mod About You is the Peachy Orange Blush Collection. So here we have this kind of hot coral, and then this beautiful peachy color, and then a golden highlight. These are stunning. These are so fun to work with. I love these colors. They buff out nicely. I absolutely love the Trixie Cosmetics blushes. I'm here for it. If they do another palette, I'm absolutely going to pick it up. And from Trixie Cosmetics, I also ordered a few of their glitters, which are a lot of fun. And then I ordered some of their lip products. So I got a couple of their stick lipsticks, and this is what I mean by the packaging is just perfect. It's so Trixie Mattel. Barbie makeup, but like elevated. It's got that sort of kid doll sweetness to it, but it doesn't look like cheap, shitty Claire's makeup. It's just so pretty, and I love these little heart containers. This is Model. This is a bright shimmery pink. And then Stacy's Mom, which is a very blue-toned, cool pink matte. And I picked up 3 of their lip glosses. So this is Cream Puff in the middle, this is Snow Cone, and this is Melodrama. And these are really beautiful. I'm never that excited about a gloss, but these are super pigmented. And this is just a beautiful shimmery pink overlayer. And they're in, again, this beautiful heart packaging. So this is what gets me excited about a gloss. So if you can have cute packaging and you've got pigmented where you could wear it alone or over a liquid lipstick or just shimmery and beautiful and the packaging is well done, that's what I'm looking for. There was one product that I reviewed last month that I will admit I just got sucked in by nostalgia, and that, the 35B Morphe and Lisa Frank. I am sort of over Morphe. None of their big palettes really entice me anymore. There's just so many better shimmer and metallic formulas on the market, so Morphe's kind of lost a little shine in my world. I do still like their brushes, but the palettes I've kind of laid off of. But this one that looks like a Trapper Keeper, and it's got these beautiful unicorns, I had to have it. I was such a Lisa Frank admirer when I was a little closeted gaby. I just loved her with the unicorns. So this color story is fine. It's colorful, it's rainbow, it's Lisa Frank, but I used this in a Face Friday that I'll go ahead and link down below. And the problem with this one is that it's very like medium toned. And so I couldn't get the full range of colors that I needed for the look that I was creating. So I had to pull in another palette from BH Cosmetics. I was doing a blue look. I'll go ahead and link that down, like I said, in the description box. But these blues are all kind of medium to dark, and I needed some light blue shimmers, and I just didn't have them. So this one is fun. The quality is fine. I think that it's better than a lot of the stuff that I've tried from Morphe. So I don't know if Lisa Frank was like cracking the whip with the quality control, because they're like, we're putting our name on it, so bitch, this better be good. But the quality is pretty good. The shade range in this, if you're gonna have 35 pans, I should be able to find most of what I need for the kind of look that I'm doing. If you're gonna do this many colors, do a rainbow palette, you should have ranges from light to dark, and this just didn't have it. So in terms of the makeup, it was okay. In terms of the nostalgia factor, it just warmed that little spot in my chest where my heart used to be. And finally, the last thing that I reviewed, I had a post where I reviewed 3 of the Glamlite mini palettes. The pie palette, the donut palette, and the burger slider palette. So these are a lot of fun. I don't know if it's going to be up yet. I honestly don't know what order I'm editing all these videos in. We're filming several videos today, but I am doing a Thunderdome. I love the Makeup Thunderdome, and I'm going to go ahead and do a ranking of all of my Glamlite Foodie palettes. So if you want to see where these fell in the ranking, look for that. If it's available when this goes up, I'll make sure I include it in the cards. But if it's not, I will come back and edit the description box, or subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification icon, and YouTube will tell you when this video goes live. So those are the products that I reviewed in January 2021. Now let's talk about what was the worst product or my least favorite product, and then my top 3 for January. Now, if you couldn't tell from my general lack of enthusiasm, my least favorite product of January was the Peachy Queen Explicit palette. I love this concept. As Emily D. Baker would say, I love the cursey words. And so this, for all those uptight, prissy bitches who are like, oh, you shouldn't have that in makeup. You shouldn't have this in makeup. That's too sexual. That's too crude. Fuck all of you. I am a rude, crude bitch. I love it. And so a palette that's just all cursey words, I am here for it. But this, why? Who decided that this is what we should do? Like, oh, we're gonna do something that's explicit, that's edgy. Oh, what should we put inside? How about all of your favorite colors of chalk? What the fuck happened to this palette? I don't understand. I really do not understand. This weird, super shimmery gold. The rest of these shimmers are very satiny, but then there's this really bright gold. I don't know if they just wanted to create a color story that would make you say all of these words, because this color story is bullshit. It's complete fuckery. It's still the same Peachy Queen quality. I kind of like it, but I hate these colors. I don't want to use these colors together. This doesn't inspire me, so this will probably make it into a declutter. I love the idea, but it's just really terrible execution. The execution was shit.
You should have went for one of the brown tones.
But that's the one that's actually called shit.
Oh.
That's it.
Ah. Why wouldn't you call it brown tone shit?
Exactly. Nothing about that palette makes any goddamn sense. So now let's talk about my top 3 of January 2020. And I am on my blush journey, and I am here for it. So in the number 3 spot, the Melt Blush Duos. These are beautiful. The reason why these are at the bottom of the top, is that what versatile means? I always see that on Grindr, and I have no idea. But the reason why these are on the bottom of the top list is because there's not enough shades. There's only 3 of these duos available, and they're very glowy, but they're kind of sheer. So I think they're better as like the final layer on blush. I'm not going to say blush topper. If you want to see more about that rant, I'll include a video up here that includes it. But as like a final glowy layer on your blush or a little bit of a highlighter. But these are beautiful. I absolutely love them. I would love to see Melt do more of this sort of formula. I adore it. In the number 2 spot, I have the blush palettes from Trixie Cosmetics. These I really do love, and the blushes themselves are fantastic. What knocked these down into the number 2 spot are the weird packaging with these Funko Pop reject cutie characters that don't look like Trixie Mattel and they don't look like Barbie. I don't know what they are. They are kind of the reason. The packaging and also the mirror inside these palettes. I didn't note this in the review, but the mirrors in here are terrible. They're like fucking funhouse mirrors. They're really bad. Now, I usually have a freestanding mirror when I'm doing my makeup, so that's not a big deal to me. But every once in a while, if I want to get up close, I'll grab the palette and I'll have the palette up here to try to be looking. And these are just, they're warped and just not well done. So that's why these are in the number 2 spot. But the blush itself is amazing. And of course that means that the number 1 product from January 2021 was the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism palette. This is phenomenal. These shades of blush in this palette are so wonderful. This packaging is stunning. And these blushes are just gorgeous. So I am super excited for Lunar Beauty to do more blushes, more of those kind of products. I'm excited to see what they do. I have thought that a lot of their releases have just been bangers, and this is absolutely fantastic. This is the best product that I reviewed in January 2021. So that is the end of the video. I am so excited. Let me know what you think about this series. Let me know if you're interested in this. Are you interested in seeing just like a little recap of the reviews with the reviews all linked below? It's just easier for me to do the reviews on the website, but I thought it could be fun to still give you a recap of what I talked about. And then if you want, you can go back to the site and you can check out the reviews, check out... Sorry about your tiny penises! It's Tiny Penis Day in Grand Forks. Okay. So it's something where if you want, you can see a recap of what I reviewed, get a little sense of how I felt about it, and then if you want to see the full review and you want to see swatches, all of that is available on JanessaJaye.com. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your feedback. If there's anything that you would want to see, anything that you think I could do differently in terms of how I talk about them. Do you like having the top 3 and the bottom 1? I only did a bottom 1. I could do a bottom 3. I mean, it depends on how many products I do in a month. So I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. While you're down there commenting, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, or you can give me a thumbs down. I'll take the engagement either way. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and honey, if you've seen my grinder, neither am I. And don't forget that you can hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified of all future uploads. I upload at least 1 video a week, usually on Tuesdays, and sometimes I even have a bonus video for you. Ooh, saucy. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down below in the description box, including a link to my website, The World of Champagne at JanessaJaye.com. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. I hope you love this retrospective roundup as much as I did, and until I see you again, bye.